It doesn't matter if you know who the actor Mickey Rourke is. He's the former star of 9.5 Weeks that played decades ago opposite co-star Kim Basinger. He also starred in the movie The Wrestler. But that really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he was once Hollywood's leading guy to play the sexy, hot role in movies, and he lost his looks after he decided to become a boxer. It doesn't matter that he was once wealthy, rich, famous, could have any lady he wants. What does matter, however, is that he became a beggar, at least from what we understand, even though he, as of earlier this month, he disputes it. That's what we're going to talk about tonight.
I'm really frustrated, confused, and I don't understand. Somebody set up some kind of foundation or fund for me, and that's not me, okay? If I needed money, I wouldn't ask for no charity.
Mickey Rourke slamming an online fundraiser meant to save him from eviction.
It's humiliating, and it's really embarrassing.
Here's a look at the GoFundMe page launched Sunday by someone who claims to be a part of Mickey's management team. Despite the actor's claims, they write that the crowdfunding effort was created with Mickey's full permission to cover immediate housing-related expenses. It exceeded its $100,000 goal in just hours. According to the LA Times, Mickey owes his landlord nearly $60,000 in unpaid rent.
Everything was good for 5 or 6 years. And then 2 scumbags from New York bought the house, and they wouldn't fix anything. So I said, I'm not paying rent because there's mice, there's rats, the floor is rotten. 1 bathtub, there's no water. 1 sink, in 2 different sinks, there was no water.
So did the fundraiser keep Mickey in his home? It doesn't look like it. This new photo shows a team loading Mickey's belongings into a U-Haul on Monday. And donations were paused after he posted his scathing 5.5-minute takedown, seemingly from a hotel room.
This thing is very embarrassing, and if you've given money, don't give any money, and if you gave money, get it back. I wouldn't take a nickel of charity from anybody.
Now, you may think that I'm here to debate whether or not this GoFundMe was actually real. I'm not. We are not gathered here this evening on this night at 8 p.m. to debate whether Mickey Rourke really had a GoFundMe authorized. But I will tell you, and you can put your thought in the comments, do you think the GoFundMe was actually authorized by him? I'm gonna say if it's proven that it was actually by his manager, which is what they're saying, with that it was his manager. If it is proven it was actually by his manager, then yeah, I'm gonna say the GoFundMe was actually authorized by Mickey, only because if you're a manager to a celebrity, even if they're broke, okay, but a well-known public celebrity, in this case, actor, you're not most likely going to put your job in jeopardy and go put up a GoFundMe without their permission. So assuming it is the actual manager, and that is what reports are saying it is, and because the manager is saying, yeah, he told me to do this, or it was with his blessing. Only if it was not by the actual manager and it was by some imposter, then I will fully say, yeah, that was a totally fake GoFundMe, refund the money. But here's what I want us to look at. I want us to ask ourselves, so putting that aside, whether it was real or not, again, share in the comments if you think it was real or not, meaning he authorized the GoFundMe. Let's look at the deeper picture. Did you notice, real or not, he raised $100,000. We're going to go with that. It was real. Okay. He raised $100,000 in hours, just hours. And yet we got people who are TikTok begging day in, day out, hours a day, and they can't get anywhere. The question becomes, why? What gives? Because that's what got my little brain just going. Something happened in his case where he could raise $100,000. Now we're all going to say, well, the obvious thing is because he's a celebrity. You're right. But like I tell my students, that's like not even scratching the surface. That's like giving me the easy answer. Okay. If I say something, like, what does this passage say? And you say to me, don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, that's like C grade. Okay, yeah, you gave me something that's obvious. We want to go beyond the obvious. Public figure, and people are fans of him, and so you got the fan club going, and they're all donating it. And again, he did this in hours, and it actually passed. Now, let's look at the part. Let me give you the answer that would give you an A. What was it, for those looking for the A grade? What was it about this fundraiser with Mickey Rourke that other people are not able to do? Meaning to give to get $100,000 in donations in hours. It's less, in my opinion, because he was popular. Yes, we know he's a public figure. That definitely helps. But I don't think that's the real reason. When I look at the beggars that I talk about on this channel, I think to myself, why don't I want to give to the beggars on my channel that I talk about on this channel? But yet I would actually donate to Mickey Rourke. I would donate $5 to Mickey Rourke. Why? Oh, because you see, somewhere or another in our life experience, even though we've never met Mr. Rourke directly, I never have. Okay. No, I did not donate to the GoFundMe. All right. But even though I've never met him, guess what? He gave me something in return, and that is a memory. He gave me a memory when I saw him in 9.5 Weeks, when I saw him in the movie The Wrestler. He gave me a memory. He gave me something positive, his skill, his acting skills, his ability, to be on big screen. He gave me a memory. How many of us listen to songs that we just sit back and sometimes we want to cry a tear because it reminds us of something? Maybe it got us through a difficult period. Maybe it reminds us of someone we love and then they stop loving us, whatever. But you see, it's easy. Like I said, the C grade is, well, he's just famous. That in and of itself, well, it does help. It doesn't touch into the emotional aspect of why people would donate to someone who they have never met. It's because you see, famous people, and it does happen a lot in their books, their movies, authors, okay? Just public figures that we admire, when they fall under hard times, they have more than just their name to draw on. They have the feelings that they gave us. They have the memories that we associate that experience with them, even though they didn't know it, because we don't know them personally, but we had an experience, okay, with their name somewhere in the background. That movie you saw with the person you first held hands with, that song that you heard when you went on your first date, that memory that you have of that trip that you took, okay, that family event you went to and there was a song playing in the background. You swear that is the best song that ever played. You're never going to forget it. You're never going to forget the actors that were on the screen at the time you had your own first kiss. You see, this is something that TikTok beggars cannot and do not and fail at giving us. And again, yes, a big name helps, but I genuinely believe, after looking at all the beggars that I've seen and that we will continue to see in 2026, it's the fact that they are able to give us something that we value emotionally. Because let's think about it. We don't know them personally. We're paying money to go see them, hear them in the concert on the big screen and live in person. Okay. So when we hear a story about them falling on hard times, a lot of people are emotionally moved to give over money. And I don't know if you saw it, but I'm not going to screenshot it because I'm really lazy at editing. Okay. This is not an editing channel. All right. It's the basics. But people were donating in the hundreds. In this economy, when people say, we got no money to donate, eggs are $9 and toilet paper is $25, and I don't think I'm exaggerating. So how is it that people are willing to turn over $100? And I noticed that on his GoFundMe, because you see, it's our way as the public of saying thank you. Thank you for what you made me remember. Thank you for helping me, maybe through a difficult time or through a special event. See, TikTok beggars, and I'm talking to the beggars here, The reason you are not liked and why someone like Mickey Rourke, and again, I'm going to lean towards, I think the GoFundMe was actually approved because I just, again, and there are, from what I know so far, there are no news reports about the manager coming through and going, that's not me. That was someone pretending to be my manager. But again, it really doesn't even matter if this was real or not. The GoFundMe was real. That was set up. But it doesn't matter whether Mickey Rourke knew about it or not. What matters is, why did people respond? That's what matters. TikTok beggars, talking to them beggars out there. And by the way, if there is a TikTok beggar and you have ever been on my channel, or if you have never been on my channel, you'd like to be on my channel to discuss why you like begging, by all means, you can always write me in the comments and I might get in touch with you and might invite you on. Okay. But let's think about it here. The TikTok beggars, what memories do they give us? You know, every time I see this TikTok beggar, they're always lying in bed under a couple of pillows and sheets saying they're just too emotionally broken to get out and get a job. Meanwhile, I'm sitting at my desk for the 11th hour of the day, or I'm going to my second job. I'm driving my car and Ubering and lifting. See, the TikTok beggars and this family, this is what I realized, okay? I mean, I knew it, but now I really know it. The TikTok beggars just simply tick us off. And I'm using the nice word, okay? They tick us off because we feel like they're using us, and they are, and they do, and they will, and they have, and they will continue to. The TikTok beggars just simply tick us off. Again, the nice word, because they don't give us anything. They give us no memories. Again, except for all I see you do every time I go on TikTok is you're begging, claiming why you can't go to work, why you can't get a job, why you have 9 kids and you can't afford them. And you're just in shock. When we talk about excusing people for begging and saying, hey, it's okay if you need to beg. And let's get real. Let us not sugarcoat it. It's begging. What is that we heard? What's the latest thing we've heard? It's not a handout. It's a hand up. It's begging. I don't care how you wish to put it. All right. But why will people pull out their wallet at $100 a pop? And I'm not kidding. You can rewind it and see it. And that was like the first 4 donations that showed up. And I think 2, 3 of them were $100 a pop. Why is it that people will do it? Is it just because he's celebrity and well-known? No, I stand for the court and for the record. It's because he, through his skill of acting, gave his audience an emotion that perhaps they even want to keep cherishing. And by donating to him, it is the audience's way of saying, hey, you know what? I saw that movie. I saw you in The Wrestler. I saw you in 9.5 weeks. You made me feel better about myself. You allowed me to laugh for a day, for an hour. You gave me things to think about. Perhaps even maybe it made me a better person. Who knows? But somewhere or another, there was value. So when I saw those $100 donations, and again, he raised over $100,000. What it cost me to buy this condo, okay? He raised it in hours. So I was sitting there looking at that, and I thought to myself, what gives? And what gave is something was given in return. And I want to be clear here, folks. They don't know each other. Rourke doesn't know his audience personally. I mean, I'm sure he has his family and friends and stuff, but all these people donating on GoFundMe, he don't know them. They don't know him directly, but through his skill and talent, he was able to reach them. And it is the audience's way of saying thank you for what you did. Remember Tisha Campbell of Martin? Tish Campbell. I think it's Tisha Campbell. Okay. She played Martin's wife. She played Martin Lawrence's wife. And then she marries Dwayne Martin. And people always got it confused. And they thought she was married to, Martin himself, the actor, director, comedian. All right. She just played his TV wife. But Tisha Campbell was married to Dwayne Lawrence. Okay. If I got my celebrity news straight. All right. In 2020, they finally had their bankruptcy case resolved. And of course, they also got divorced for over 16. That's a 1-6 with a capital M as in Martin, $16 million in debt. 16 million. Yet she made millions off of Martin. And I believe she still gets residual income on it. Okay. Last I checked. They went broke. They bought everything. Because I read the article. I read it a few years ago before I ever became a YouTube creator. And I remembered reading it going, where the bejesus did you spend all that money? Where did Mickey Rourke, the actor here on the screen, okay? Where did his money go over the years? Oh, you guys, it went to lifestyle creep. It went to the parties, the girls, the cars, the boys. It went to extra champagne for the entire bar. It went to keeping up with the people that were helping you get the job. To keep up, you got to look good to the producers, look good to the directors. You don't want to look like you're a beggar. You got to live in that bigger house, drive that bigger car. Where did Mickey Rourke's money go? I'm assuming it all went to lifestyle creep, because really, if short of being, an addict, and I'm sure he's possibly had his addiction issues. I'm not sure. Okay. It wouldn't surprise me looking at the skin and all of that stuff. Okay. I know he's been in and out of rough times. All right. Much respect, mad respect to him. All right. And really, if you've not seen the movie The Wrestler, go see it. Okay. Here's the thing. Remember how we talk about beggars and how come they can't keep their, stuff together? I almost said the S word. Oh my goodness, can't do that. Okay. But how they can't keep it together. Well, then we look at people who made millions, not thousands, not hundreds, thousands, millions. And it's poof, all gone. It's not what you make. I know I'm going to say it. It's not what you make. It's what you keep. But when people fall on hard times, how the public reacts to them. I know that Tisha Campbell, I know. They also did a fundraiser. I'm going to be honest, when Tisha Campbell did her fundraiser, I remember feeling just a little bit annoyed because they were asking donations. I don't know if they set up as a GoFundMe, but they were asking for donations. Okay. Because they started going broke in 2016, but it took 3-4 years to settle the bankruptcy court. Because again, we're talking millions and millions of dollars here. Okay. To me, 16 million was pretty hefty. To me, that's millions and millions. Okay. To Warren Buffett, it's probably just what he makes getting up and turning off his alarm clock, but I digress. If you want to look at people who are the TikTok beggars that are, that they ain't rich. All right. They don't like to work. They are broke. I've never said they're not broke. They're broke. I think a lot of them have a little bit more stash money than they like to admit. Okay. But let's just say the average one is broke. Because remember, they would rather beg all day than go get a job. But when Tisha Campbell and Martin was asking for money, I remember literally, this is a few years back, I remember literally thinking to myself, my God, how unsympathetic I am to you being broke. You've made more money, and we could put Mickey Rourke in the same thing, okay? They have made money hand over fist. They have made money that if I could just get a week of your pay, what you made on that hit movie, I'd probably never have to work again. What Tisha Campbell made playing Martin's wife, and it went for 5 seasons. You tell me you went broke after 5 seasons, and the show is still in syndication. She still makes money over it, okay, which is good. She should. I have no problem with that. But they went broke over 16 million. Mickey Rourke can't pay his $60,000 bill for his rent. And I don't know if you also noticed, because I watched that clip with the entertainment, the one that you're looking at on the screen clearly. Okay, I watched that entertainment clip like twice, and I noticed something about his house. There were bars on the window, and we're not talking a type of bars that Celine Dion might put on because it's cut out and what is it, French marble lined with gold. I'm not saying that's what she does. No, these look like bars that you might see in the hood. Okay, the bars where you might see a police car driving by with its lights on every so often. So we have to ask, what happened? In the end, it's lifestyle creep. And don't think for a minute that an addiction is also not lifestyle creep. An addiction, you guys, is lifestyle creep. How? Because you see, yesterday you couldn't afford the addiction, but today you can because you're making more money. Yesterday, you could only gamble $5 away at the slot machine, but today you're the new baller and you can gamble $10 each time you go to play slots. Lifestyle creep increases with addiction as much as it increases with more house, more car, more clothes, more ex-wives, more ex-husbands. It's lifestyle creep. So his money is all gone. I believe he knew about the GoFundMe.